Cattle rearing is one of the major sectors of animal farming in Ghana and employs thousands of people. This is because beef is widely enjoyed in many homes in Ghana with staple foods. Unfortunately, we have not considered how the beef ends up in our marketplaces and at the butcheries. Our investigations revealed a shocking trend of child slavery in some cattle rearing areas within the Greater Accra and parts of the Volta region. We call such children child cowboys. These boys, some as young as 7 years old, are made to work under terrible, unhygienic and very harsh weather conditions which are very detrimental to their health and lives as well. Further investigations also revealed a very worrying trend within the streets of Accra, where parents and guardians of children use them as base to beg for money on the streets for financial gains. Their lives are endangered with oncoming vehicles daily, but unfortunately, people look on unconcerned. Most of them are carried by their parents, who stand for hours on end in the scorching sun, begging for alms. We got particularly interested in one man who had his child almost always sleeping on his shoulder. We were alarmed and concerned, and upon further investigation, we found out he was constantly dragging the child to make him drowsy and sickly just so he could be used to beg on the streets. This is as bad as it gets.
Obi mouse cow. Obi afro mouse cow. Eja. Oh, man. Also pesca afaka. Yeah, mouse cow we be still won't free high. Oh yeah. The devil is a liar. The devil is a liar. How come? You are only joking. How? Eh?
The Volta Lake is one of the biggest man-made lakes in the world and is an attraction to many. But it also employs lots of people within the fishing industry in Ghana. On the other hand, hundreds of children are being enslaved by working on boats and fishing vessels day and night under very harsh weather conditions on the Volta Lake. They also go through life-threatening situations daily, diving several kilometers under the water just to please their slave masters. As part of our core values and main objectives, the Truth Humanity Foundation, in collaboration with the Anti-Human Trafficking Unit of the Ghana Police Service, embarked on a rescue mission and successfully rescued some of these children under slavery. Benjamin Hooper, who was constantly dragged and doped by his own father and used for financial gains, has been rescued and in a very safe place. Ebenezer, a 7-year-old boy, together with 5 other boys who were herding cattle, have also been rescued. A careful look at these children show hopelessness and so much despair in their faces. These children are supposed to be in school studying and enjoying some playtime as some of their peers normally do, but they are here working hard for their slave masters. Kwesi, who was herding cattle as a child cowboy and was also rented out to work on the Volta Lake doing fishing was rescued some years ago and is now back in school.
My name is Kwesi. I was once a victim of child labor and child abuse. This is what I used to do.
Our camera captured Kwesi and his master unaware, and as you can see, the master is somehow protected, looking unconcerned as Kwesi does most of the work without any protective garment. Kwesi spread DDT and cow dung without any hand glove, and you can imagine the health hazard in this act. In an attempt to untie a cow, this is what happened to Kwesi. This kick is very dangerous and can end up the life of this little boy.
Here I am today. I have been rescued. The children need your help. Be the voice for the voiceless and speak for those who cannot speak for themselves. You can also support in any small way to save a child.
You giving your child out to somebody to be used for such purposes is a breach to our laws, and when you are caught, you'll be sanctioned and made to face the laws of this country. Let me seize this opportunity to recommend the NGO, the Truth Humanity Foundation, for the great piece of job that they have done.
As a victim of child labor and child abuse, I pledge myself to defend the rights of the children.
Children are children. They are our most important asset and deserve to be protected from being exploited in the labor field. Under my watch, government will work with all partners towards the goal of eliminating child labor. We will work to ensure that our children do not work under hazardous conditions to support themselves and their families. It is important to keep reminding ourselves that child labor and child trafficking are not only crimes, but now also pose veritable threats to our national security.
As adults as we are, we try to put ourselves in their shoes. We just couldn't help but wonder where society has gone wrong. Where is civil conscience? As a good citizen of your country, what are you doing about this? Let us all help to save the future of these vulnerable children.
Asemi bezini kwa